What's going on, everybody? Yo, guess what, y'all? We're about to bring in our co-host right away because we're not wasting any time. James, good to see you. Guess what? My co-host is hey, boy.
What's good? What's good?
I'm chilling,
New York
man.
thing
Chilling.
today, huh?
Yeah, man. Yo, it's been a day, bro. It's been a day today. But we are up here. You feel what I'm saying? James, good to see you. Good to see everybody. Robin, Crystal, good to see all of y'all. If you can't like and share your page, we got 6 on
What's
line so far.
good?
It is growing steadily. What's up, my guy?
What's going on? What's good? One take.
Yo,
It's
we out here.
It's life family. What's good?
What's going on? It's like
How y'all
family.
doing tonight?
Yo,
Thursday.
doing
Back
good, man.
Yo, my brother, I miss you, man. We gonna be in person again, man.
Yo, you already know,
Virtual
man.
thing.
Hey, listen, you know what
We gonna be
Shalimar
in
said?
person again, man.
Absolutely, bro. You know what Shalimar said? The second time around is better than the first. Feel me?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
We're
but
going
we doing what we
on.
gotta do, man.
Yeah, man. We're about to actually start our second year after we finish celebrating this first year. You feel what I'm saying?
April 29th, right?
April 29th, we are in the
April
building.
29th.
And I got some changes that's coming up about that, but we're going to still celebrate no matter what. You feel what I'm saying?
Facts.
And it's good to see everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? Bars already. Robin said bars already. James Bush says, hello, family. You know what I'm saying? All right, obedience.
What's
Okay,
going on, James?
sacrifice. Bars. I think everybody knows. Yo, we good, man. We out here, bro. How was your day, man?
I can't complain, man. I made it through. It was another day.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Came out with a little bit of back issues, a little bit, man. I can't, but I'm holding it down.
Well, you know, when you become a little older, you know what I'm saying? We start to feel
now I ain't talking about that. You know, you can ride that wave.
I ain't gonna ride that wave, champ. I ain't claiming
I'm just
none
saying
of that.
I got, I had a little, something like.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see everybody. Angel, good to see you. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see everybody. So, yo, let me tell you, bro, we're talking about this word we call sacrifice. You feel what I'm saying? And what are the benefits of sacrifice and how to obtain self-control in the midst of it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's always a good thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because again, sacrifice is something big. And I'm gonna tell you, James already spitting bars. Says obedience is better than sacrifice. However, sacrifice will show you what your I guess he meant what your treasure. Wow. And what you treasure and what you are willing to do. I need my glasses. That's good. Although sacrifice, yeah, it allows for you and show you what you treasure and what you're willing to do. Yo, James, you preaching already, bro. He's preaching up here. I'm gonna tell you something. You got some good people, you know what I'm saying, that's up here. James wants. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I know we got Yankees up here, but he's saying he want Mets. Mets hats, fellas.
Nah. We're not doing that, man.
James, I'm sorry,
it's New York. It's New York, most definitely.
New York all the way, my guy.
You
know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm happy to have him. But yeah, I'm not wearing orange tonight, bro. You know, just Yankee go with everything, bro. Even if you're in a Yankees fan, just go with everything, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But it's all good. Robin's laughing at James because he's wilding up here. But yeah, bro. So look, man, how your day was good. I know you had a little.
How was yours, man?
Yep, my day was. Let me tell you, my day was productive. It was very, very busy. I mean, busy to the nth degree, and that's the reason why y'all, rather you know it or not, we up here a little later than usual because I was trying to get stuff together. I was on time. But how you show up on time, but you late? But that's just me. But anyway, we got a lot of responsibility out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's been good. I mean, I'm feeling good. The day's been wonderful. I was waiting for this moment, of the day. I was waiting for this time. I was waiting for, this time to come up. And I was just happy, man. I'm happy to see you. Happy to see our community. Happy to be back on live. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like, I feel like we really didn't go on last week. Although we just, were impulsive about it. But hopefully some people have learned from that, And but tonight I think they're going to learn from what we call sacrifice tonight. And I think everybody at one time or another have come across this word we call sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice. I got some templates up, tonight just to bring some highlights to some of the stuff that we're going to talk about. But yeah, man, sacrifice is something, man. I think that's for sacrifice. I think you had mentioned this earlier. Sacrifice is something that we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We both got kids.
Yeah.
We both got lives.
We got lives. We got families.
We both got things that we want to do individually.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We both tired.
We both tired.
We both of a certain age where we just like some things could just easily be like, you know what?
Yeah.
Start prioritize a lot better. And things that don't matter,
Absolutely.
we just,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah,
we
man.
question more. Why am I doing this for the right reason? Man?
Yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
try to put
Right.
some wisdom in it, you know.
Right. You know what I'm
You know,
saying?
but I mean, the reality is that everything requires a sacrifice.
Everything
Everything that
requires
you
a
want,
sacrifice. Yeah.
things that matter, you know, if it matters to you.
Yeah. Getting up in the
Exactly.
morning requires a sacrifice. And I guess it was something that you had made
Talk
mention,
about that.
back in the days, not even back in the, but back, I think maybe 2 episodes in or something like that prior. And you were talking about focusing on the why, and when we get up in the morning, we go to work in the morning, we do what we do, it's tiresome because sometimes we're not morning people all the time. One of the hardest things sometimes for some of us is getting up and getting out the house. Getting up is one thing, right? And if you haven't gotten out of bed and you're up with your eyes open, and if you ain't got out of bed, you ain't really up yet. You know what I'm saying? You got to get up out the bed
Right.
literally. And I
Right.
think the hardest part sometimes is getting out the house, and that stuff obviously require sacrifice. And then when you take a listen or think about why is the thing that should be able to get you up, enough to be able to walk out, that should be enough ammunition actually. And even the why sometimes can become a little tiresome. You know what I'm saying? Because everything have a honeymoon stage, and then after
Right.
the honey leave the moon is when the great sacrifice actually begin. You feel what I'm
Ooh, I
saying?
like that. That's
Yeah,
bars. After the
yeah,
honey leave the moon.
absolutely, man. Because the honey don't stay on the moon all the time. You feel what I'm saying? That's when great sacrifice happen, bro. You feel what I'm
After the
saying?
honey leave the moon, that's
Yeah,
when the sacrifice is required.
that's when sacrifice begin, man.
Wow.
And then how bad do you want to be good about what is that you want to sacrifice or you want to pursue, and everything. You'll be sweet, Pastor. You'll be sweet is on the line. What's up, man? Good to see you, big bro. Wow, my pastor buddies are up here, man. I'm happy about that.
Uh,
And it should trigger a lot of our pastor friends. It should trigger a lot of ministers and stuff like that because that word sacrifice mean more than one thing, more than one way. You see what I'm saying? Because obviously we can sacrifice, getting up in the morning. We can sacrifice being up late. And your boy is up sacrificing and editing videos and stuff to put it on YouTube to send it to
in fact,
Channel 49 TV. We sacrifice those things, but then we do sacrifice, getting the children together, making sure that everybody's fed, making sure, everybody's clothed, making sure everybody's ready for school or whatever have you. You feel what I'm saying? We sacrifice so many different things. But in the midst of it, more importantly, the very thing that can become a passion of yours will be a thing that can to some degree might not feel like a sacrifice because you love what you do. And when you love what you do, it's effortless, but you still sometimes, even in the midst of what you love what you do, have to sacrifice some things in order to do what you want to pursue and what you love to do, or to be able to display what your passion is. It's so funny, bro, because just the other day, just yesterday, we were talking about in Bible study, what a vision, what visions are, and what a visionary does, and what vision is all about, and of course, not to change the narrative here, but it's in conjunction with it, because when you think about something that you see and something that you believe is going to happen and something that can come to pass, you pursue that, and other people around you will never ever see what that vision is until after it's come to pass. Some people
absolutely.
will sometimes look at you and go, "Yeah, I understand what you mean. Oh, yeah, I know what that. Yeah, I know when you said that. Yeah, I knew." But when it's time to put it into action, and here's the word we love so much: when it's time to go through the process.
Mm,
You feel what I'm saying? Then now you have some people like, wait, wait, wait. I didn't know it required this. Hold on. And then you
correct.
say, but I thought you knew what I
Correct.
meant. You feel what I'm saying?
Correct. Correct.
If you want your kids to get up, get to school on time, 9 times out of 10, as an adult, you're gonna make sure that the clothes are ironed, gonna make sure that the cereal's together and ready. You're gonna make sure you get them up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that the undergarments are together and this, that, and the other,
Right.
especially when they have a specific age. And I'm not talking about when they're teenagers and older and stuff like that, but you want to make sure, I'm saying, that they have everything that they need. The lunch is packed, or you get the lunch, in the lunch bag. It might be in the refrigerator if it's a sandwich or whatever the case would be. But all these things are laid out the night before as a sacrifice to be able to make the
Mm-hmm.
next day, very, very easy. Michelle, good to see you. It's good to see everybody on the line, man. Everybody is flooded the line so far, bro. And I'm happy about that, man. You know? And bro,
Yeah.
speaking of sacrifices, man, you've sacrificed a lot during the season up until this particular point, and now sacrificing greater endeavor, if you know what I mean. You feel what I'm saying? And I just want to say, number one, I'm proud of you, bro, because again, one of the biggest sacrifices we could ever do is sacrifice through the waiting season. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Or the waiting era. Because everything is a sacrifice when you have to process. Sometimes we got to process waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
call it the transitional phase.
Yes,
I,
yes.
it was definitely a lot of sacrifices that had to be made. Still a lot of
Absolutely.
sacrifices that are still being made.
Yes.
Trying to figure things out, trying to put things back in order. After
Right, right,
I guess overcoming the waiting process. You
right.
know what I'm saying? Or kind of just making it through the waiting process.
Yes,
Getting to the
yes.
point where you could say, I'm proud of me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Proud of me. Even though I'm sure you're proud of me prior to that, but
Yes,
just,
absolutely. Yeah,
making it through how I was able to make it through, how we all make it through. From time to
absolutely.
time when we go through things. We just gotta hold it down. We just gotta sit.
Absolutely. Yo, bro, and
Patience.
let me
Patience
ask
is
you this too,
important.
bro. Yeah, yeah. And it's something you triggered when you said that, how can we maintain self-control, you know, in the midst of, you know, the waiting sacrifice? You feel what I'm saying? Because there's so many sacrifices. There's sacrifice when you work, there's sacrifice when you're waiting for certain things, there's sacrifice when you're working at certain things and it might be taking longer than than you expected it. But then you have to sometimes to some degree maintain that self-control and sort of believe your way through that it's gonna happen even if it didn't look like it was, it was progress. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
man. You know?
how do you maintain self-control through that?
Yeah, man.
For me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, there was a lot of
Right.
times I felt like I didn't have like
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to lose self-control.
Yeah.
Personally, I stayed in prayer, man, about
Oh wow,
myself.
you talking about
I
it
went
now.
from prayer, I'm not gonna lie, I went from prayer, frustration, back to
Yeah.
prayer, back to
Yeah.
frustration. You
Yeah.
know, I was
Yeah.
back and forth. I'm not gonna act like I was perfect. Like, oh yeah, I prayed and I just left it with God.
Right.
I was frustrated. I didn't know what I was gonna do.
Right.
Um, but I had to sacrifice my ego.
Wow.
I had to sacrifice the
Talk,
way
bro.
I normally see things, or I guess how I would like things to go.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
my idea or my outlook on um, what a better opportunity looks like for me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Or a better
Wow.
situation. And
Wow.
when it's supposed to happen, whatever this timeline is that
Wow.
when because we don't verbalize it, we just tell ourselves in our heads when we're going through things, or even we don't have to be going through things. We want something and we go for it, and then we have this idea of it. You know what I'm saying? So not to get so caught up in the idea, but the fact is that sacrifice, in talking about self-control,
Yeah.
sacrifice has to be made on all levels,
All
first
levels.
starting internally before we can get
Wow.
outward, saying, physical and external things that, you know, we deal with every day on a physical
Yes.
level. But first it has to start internally, dealing with your
Mm-hmm.
ego and the way you normally process things. Because
Wow.
that can I guess distort your vision or throw you off course,
Yes.
you know, when you're not focused on the right things,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
So
And
that sacrifice has to be made there. And I think that's what helped me through
yeah.
understanding that. I mean, through a lot of situations, not just this particular time in my life, or that particular time in my life, but through a lot of situations was understanding that my understanding was not necessarily the only way, knowing how to
Wow.
fall back,
Wow.
and
Wow.
respect a different process.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna tell you, bro, that was, let me tell you, if he just spit bars, y'all, just now, please do me a favor, y'all give us the hearts. And for those of you who'll be watching on YouTube, press that like button and let us know that that was heavy right there. Because a lot of times what people have to understand is that, you have to understand that there is a higher power, that can get us through, some of the toughest times of our lives and moments of our lives while we're in the waiting sacrifice, and like my partner said, yeah, prayer, and then disbelief, and then prayer, and then cry, then prayer, and then give up, then pray again, then get back in the game and pray. You see what I'm saying? Again, these things are the sacrifice. And I'm gonna tell you what you are displaying is something that I wanted to pull out, because a lot of times people think that greatness, is something that just automatically come, when you want to pursue some things, but most entrepreneurs will let you know that the cost of greatness is sacrifice,
Yes.
and some people think that the cost of greatness is money. No, but the cost of greatness is
Or
emotional.
just being exceptional.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Or just being exceptional. But great sacrifice is emotional, and socially. You have to
Fact.
sometimes, you have emotionally, that's the stuff that nobody will tell you, They say, "Oh, just do." And I'm gonna tell you something now, and I'm glad that we'll also be airing out on YouTube. And I hope that anybody who want to be a YouTuber or a YouTubepreneur or any type of social media, anything, what people show you on camera is what you see. But you could never see what's behind the camera or when the camera's off, And so sometimes people what they call, they'll YouTube you and tell you all you have to do is dit, 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 but they don't tell you the time that you feel discouraged, or the time you feel like a dummy, talking to a machine when there's nobody else behind the camera. You got what I'm saying? That nobody will tell you that the real sacrifice is after you've seen the finished product of what you've been pursuing. Oh God, I'm getting caught up with my words. What you've been pursuing, and then you say, I'm encouraged by what it was that I saw, because at the time of recording this, I don't know what it looked like. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know who we're speaking to. I don't know who we're reaching. But then when you see the comments in the replay, and you see the finished product, you see what your co-host was saying, and how it spoke to you. So
Right.
what you said and how it spoke to other people. You saw the comments, in the comment section that spoke back to you. And you'll say, wow, it was worth speaking to a machine. You feel me? Because one thing I've learned too, partner, is that the like button is not just a like button. That's a person behind that button. Anybody who subscribed, it's not just a subscription. That's a person pushing that button. And it
Right.
makes it all worth the while to sacrifice,
Absolutely.
to sacrifice.
Sacrifice that ego, sacrifice your idea of what you thought your vision would be.
Yeah. And
Just,
and I love what you said, bro. So many different things you just I mean, out of what you said the first time could be the rest of this content, which is, and I had to stop thinking subjectively. I had to stop thinking about my way only and not consider other ways, because in life, rather you know it or not, and this is what you're saying also, is that there are other ways other than your own, and
and
other ways that we consider can get us where we need to go faster if we just sit back, and listen. You feel what I'm saying? And meditate and focus. Go ahead.
that too,
Yeah,
absolutely, as well as the additional work part. So a
yeah,
lot of times we get out, no, we don't get ourselves in situations, the wrong choice of words.
right.
We sign ourselves up for things that are going to require more work. We, like I said, we have this idea in our head of what it's going to take.
Yeah,
It's going to take more,
yeah,
way more than you ever thought you would have to put out. Way more
absolutely.
vulnerability, way
Yes,
more work, way
yes,
more focus, way more of a lot of things that you're not used to pushing all at the same time.
absolutely.
And
It
you're going to
takes,
have to get used to functioning in a different way.
yeah,
Yes, not just learning a new way or that another way is different. It's not that your way is not the best way, but
right,
along with your way,
right,
there are additional things that come along with getting what you say you want.
absolutely.
And that's why the sacrifice initially starts from within, because you
Absolutely.
can't control everything outward of you, but
Yes.
within, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Your idea
yeah.
of what you think it's supposed to be. And that's where the self-control really comes in, because essentially you're battling yourself. We're making changes, we're making adjustments, we're moving forward in what you believe is your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Your purpose, or just a new venture,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you,
you
man, you killed
yo,
that. You killed
it's
that,
just
brother.
real.
Yo, listen,
It's
y'all,
real
do me a
like
favor.
that. It's
Give us
realer than
heart.
you expect it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And I like what you said. You said you're not fighting anybody else. You're fighting yourself. Because and see what you're fighting within is old man, new man. Because in order for you to
Old woman,
pursue
new
new
woman.
things, yeah, old woman, new woman. Because in order for you to pursue something new, you can't go into anything new thinking the same way.
No way.
So when we talk about reasons before results, that thing within reasons is who I used to be. You know, you feel what I'm saying? And that's the first section. I got to think about who I used to be before I got to this particular point now.
Right.
Because I had to sacrifice. What I probably enjoyed being, even if it was wrong. Come on, y'all.
Let's get
and
it.
and sacrifice that. And one thing I do know is about a sacrifice. And while we're on it, first of all, we were talking about sacrifice tonight, right? I only got 2 templates, and this is something I want for everybody to understand also. And Robin is in the house, by the way. Good to see everybody that came on.
Yes.
Watch this, y'all. A sacrifice is something that will cost you. The last part about it is that if it doesn't hurt, it's not a sacrifice.
Hmm.
And I want you to know that that's what real sacrifice is that you are substituting something that hurt for something that will be longevity in your life.
That's right.
Again, people think that they sacrifice by giving something up that they were like, okay, I'm not going to use that no more, or I don't need that anymore. You get what I'm saying? But
Or
that's not a
something you feel
sacrifice.
that you need.
Exactly.
It may not necessarily have to hurt, but you've either done a particular thing or gone about certain things a certain way
Yeah.
for an extended period of time in your life, maybe
Yeah.
all of your life.
Yeah.
But you may have to sacrifice and scrapping that
Yeah.
so that you can move forward in what it is that you're trying to do.
Absolutely. And sometimes that within itself hurts because sometimes you got to put away something you like.
Right.
Sometimes you got to put away something you're like, well, and you know what? Another thing too is that sometimes we have people in life who have lived only one way, right? And thought that one way is the way until you've learned, other ways out there that you can consider to say, wow, that was the better way. But you
Right.
got to be a big woman, be a big man in order to admit. And I like the way we oftentimes talk about this Shakespeare, quote, which is to thy own self be true, right? Because at the end of the day, we are only fighting ourselves in order for us to sacrifice, and pursue the endeavor, that we've been trying to pursue a long time. We know that you have to change along with the times in order for you to get to where you need to be and get what it is that you've been trying to pursue all this time. That's a sacrifice. Now, there's some things that people do and they sacrifice that are unhealthy. And I'm going to tell you the key to success sometimes I believe is keep your mouth shut.
Unhealthy
But
sacrifices, you said.
healthy sacrifices only. There's some things that are unhealthy.
Right. That's what I said.
Because
Unhealthy
yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah, because you know why? I'm
Tell
gonna tell
me
you
about that.
something. Doesn't make any sense for you to try to pursue something, right? But then you're neglecting your family, you're neglecting your children, you're neglecting certain things that are important in your life. And then you get to the top and you expect that now, because it get lonely at the top. I don't care if you got all the money in the world, you have all the cars in the world, you have all the houses in the world, and still be lonely and still not have nobody in your corner because we sacrificed the wrong things. I don't think that that's what success is. So you have to give up certain people that are not as significant. I don't mean beneficial because you don't have to have friends in your life in order for you to benefit from, in order for them to be friends. They could pay for their own meal, you could pay for your own. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, everybody needs somebody. But when you are trying to pursue something, and you're looking for, a particular way to do it, the only way that sometimes you have to do certain things, sit back, know what you can sacrifice in order to get what it is that you want. Sacrificing is putting some things down and picking some things up, and going with that sometimes. And so Robin's in the house. Let's see what she got to say. I know she got some things that some of our community is saying, partner. Let's regress for one quick second and see what she got to say here. Robin, what's going on, sis?
Hey, brethren, what is going on? It is
What's
so
going
good
on?
to be with y'all
What up?
all
This
the
is
What's
time, all the
good?
time. I love just us linking together. It just does something to me. I just feel so great. I feel like we accomplishing something. We doing something,
absolutely
So yeah, really quickly, the community is speaking out. I have to say,
right.
um King David came with a great point
What is
about sometimes our sacrifice, ourselves will get in the way. That's what Rob was talking about. How sometimes
right.
we get in our own way.
Yeah.
You know, Alberta, thanks for joining us. Just want to shout out. It's good to see you on. Same thing. She said sometimes you get in your own way. You know, we're talking about sacrifice, right? I just put out there like most times our sacrifice requires us going through those things like the losses, the pain. We go through those those feelings of abandonment, like we are leaving behind something that is important or something that is so dear to us, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you got to look at what the end result is going to be. It's like when
Mhm.
when you making a sacrifice and you feeling the pain of it and you feeling the loss, because those are the things you feel, because like you said, if it doesn't hurt, then it's not a sacrifice, right?
Mhm.
So when you're going through those times and you feeling those pains and you having those doubts and those questions, you got to focus on what the result is going to be, right? It's like you're not doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
You want to always keep in mind this is a sacrifice, but there's an end result, like there's a finish line. And knowing what that finish line is, that's going to be your motivator. That's going to be your drive. That's going to be your push. It's like we said on another podcast, one of our broadcasts, we talked about the reason has to be strong enough.
Yeah.
So when you looking at why you sacrificing, always remember your reason, right? Because that's going to render the results. So we want to always just keep that in mind. Then, I was thinking about there's an acronym for SMART, and it has to do with accomplishing goals. So
Okay.
when you setting your goals and you're trying to accomplish your goals, you want it to be specific, right? You want it to be measurable. You want it to be something that you can measure by maybe time or by maybe tasks or steps in the process. You want it to be attainable. Like if you set a goal, you want it to be realistic. Well, listen, is it something I can accomplish? And then how do I do it? So your goal has to have an objective, which is what the result is going to be. Your goal is how you're going to get to that objective, and your strategy are the steps that you put in
It's
place. So as
good.
long as you have those things, you always have something to keep you motivated, to
Yeah.
push you while you're making those sacrifices. So you don't, like you said, you don't want to not just have an unhealthy sacrifice. You don't want to have an unrealistic sacrifice either. You don't want it to be for nothing.
And this your boy Donald Francis and
And it's Bridge. It's Bridge, aka Mel.
bars. And we're
And it's that
helping
lady, your big sis,
and we're helping
Robin
people
Holmes.
and we're helping people develop self-control.
To make better decisions.
Look, y'all, we over and out. We love y'all. Until the next 3 weeks, but please continue to tune in, watch us, all right, as we begin to, give you some replays. Tune into us, continue to share with us, love on us, and we're over and out.